Back with the record show. We're today, just learned this now. We are in high definition on YouTube. My camera is in high definition, but this somehow will be. I don't know. We're going to work it out, see what happens. So if this show starts looking like garbage, let me know and I'll switch it back to a lower resolution, because the first thing they said is you must have a solid internet connection. And those of us like me in Canada do not have that. But we're giving it a try anyways. So let's give that a go. What is this? This is the record show, looking through the vinyl shelves, where we go through our vinyl collection and see what we have in there. Open up the record, see what's inside, see what kind of fun stuff we left in there. I did go through my entire collection from Z all the way to A. And now I'm working through I had two big shelves of recent editions that never got put away. And that's like 5 years of not putting away stuff. So those shelves are loaded. We're going through that. Recent pickups, stuff I haven't put away, that sort of thing. And like, for instance, today I have, hold on. This is going to blow your mind away right here. An entire box of new records this week. I know, crazy. Usually only Mars spends money like this, but this week was special. I'm on vacation. I'm not going anywhere. I'm spending no stupid money anywhere else. So let's buy some records. That you're going to see. It's nice that I can bring some new stuff to this show to keep up with my guests, the vinyl pundits, the vinyl experts that are here, because they're always showing the best of the best. So now I can finally keep up a little bit, although I still have some trashy records in here just for fun too. So let me pull myself back here and show you guys who our experts are today. Look at the fine, dapper guests I have. Well, guest. One is fine and dapper. The other, he's
Thank
lit
you.
well.
He is lit
well.
well.
Yeah. Matt Bandy, how are you, sir?
Doing okay. How are you doing?
How did your litigation go today? Was it a success?
It went well.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thank
Good
you.
to see. No problem. Kevin, how are you doing?
Super fantastic.
Kevin, I am a little disappointed in your name today. It's just Kevin Buried on Mars. There's no plug there.
No.
Top Blu-ray.
No.
Well, he's
Maybe
being
he's
modest.
no number one.
I didn't like how the name tag covered up too much of the screen. There wasn't enough of me on there, so
Smart thinking.
yeah.
Smart thinking.
It was an entire 1/8 of the screen that just was not me. So now you got more of me.
Well, heck, I'll say it. Kevin is the proprietor of the YouTube's #1 Blu-ray channel on YouTube. Did I say that? On YouTube.
On YouTube,
#1.
of course. Yes.
Check that out. He's Buried on Mars over there on YouTube. He does some Blu-ray stuff as well as all kinds of other things. One of your old videos popped up on my main page. How to play old video games on modern TVs. And that sucker's breaking records. Six figures worth of views.
Has it reached that high?
Oh, yeah. It's happening.
I think I muted the comments on that thing. I can't stand that video, but it's so helpful to the channel. I just leave it there.
Well, of course. Yeah. But hey, on this channel, I will not mute any comments because I love you people. I love talking to you.
Oh,
so that's why you gotta hit that subscribe button. It is. That's what he's saying.
There's only so much you can take. There's only so much you can take.
I can take it all from you guys. Subscribe and don't forget to hit the like button because this is a live show and the like button helps out a lot. I was going to say, Kevin with his big Blu-rays over there. I put a couple Blu-ray unboxings out there. No comments from Kevin. Well, passive aggressive out there on my Blu-ray unboxings, but it's all right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like watching them. I'm not going to be like Joe and pretend that I didn't see them or something. I just saw it there and I'm like, I don't feel like watching them.
Oh, you got to see it. This latest one, you wouldn't believe the amount of stuff in this latest DVD I opened up, How the West Was Won. God, I've never seen so much stuff in there. Anyways, as well, just to get some business out of the way, I asked you to subscribe. For instance, we just had our 500 subscriber giveaway draw. That was last night. We did that live on this channel. You can tune into that video to see who won. That was exciting. And we've already, blown past the 500 mark. We're on our way to 1,000. When we hit 1,000, we're going to do another major giveaway. And I have just some of the things that's going to be given away for the 1,000. I got like 4 CD box sets here of bootleg editions for
all Bob Dylan.
here. All Bob Dylan. There's going to be a coffee table book as well. And I know Chris Roberts, who appeared on this show, also said he was interested in giving away something for the 1,000. So lots to look forward to, but you got to get us to 1,000 first. You got to put the work in.
Now, why are you giving those away? Are they doubles or like have them in other collections, or what's going on?
Because I treat my subscribers that good.
You can be honest.
Well,
subscribers appreciate honesty.
Subscribers to the channel who have seen my looking through the Bob shelves where I went through all of my Bob Dylan music. There's a video for that, and they would have seen all of the doubles I had. So these are doubles,
okay,
that I've accumulated along the way. So they're not new, they're not mint, but still great to have. And not cheap too, I don't imagine nowadays. But gotta give back. Gotta give something back. I just realized that I didn't bring anything for a vinyl adjacent kickoff number. The box is kind of vinyl adjacent, right?
You can fit vinyl in it.
If you buy enough vinyl at a store, they'll give you a box that fits vinyl records quite perfectly. It's quite nice.
You bought that many records?
Yeah.
Nice.
Was this an online purchase or
no?
Oh.
I spent the first part of this weekend visiting some family, getting back acquainted with some folks. And my sister lives in Colburn, which is 27 beautiful kilometers of highway away from the small town of Coburg. And Coburg has a hidden gem of a record store in there called Zap Records. Mm-hmm. And here's some headline information for you, Kevin, and other Ontarians out there watching. Zap Records used to be 2 stores, is now amalgamated into one in Coburg. So that one hot, sweaty store in Coburg has all of the goods. And
is that Zap with 2 P's?
Nope, just 1 P.
Where was the other one? Was it in Kingston? Or
yeah, I remember one in Belleville when I was in high school, but I think that went away. And I don't think it was in Belleville most recently. But it was maybe Kingston.
Well, because we were in a Zap Records. We were in the other Zap Records. I can't remember which town it was in. And that was the one where the apartment above the store, their bathtub was leaking. And the roof was like they were putting plastic over the records because the roof was just about caving in. And Sarah had
Peterborough.
Was it Peterborough? No, it wasn't Peterborough.
Damn it.
There was one in Peterborough. See, Coburg, Peterborough, and Kingston. Yeah, it was in Kingston. Yeah, this is the one where the store was the roof was leaking in. But it was a great place. We got a lot of good stuff there. Some of it you might see later on.
Yeah, he's brought all of the stuff to Coburg. I mean, he has tons and tons of selection, and I could have just dropped thousands because he has so much limited edition prints and record store day exclusives and just stuff you put in the window to draw people in. It was crazy, the stuff he had. Holy mackerel.
Was the dog on the floor cooling off?
No dog, but it was kind of cool. So like temperature wise, because that place is normally so freaking hot, right?
Yeah.
No air conditioning, but it was a cool day. It was the day after all those storms and the rain. So it wasn't bad in there at all. In fact, it was quite lovely to browse. However, I had my 2 kids with me that afforded me about 5 minutes of peace. So I had 5 minutes apiece, and then I'd spend about another 25 minutes of, yelling at them as I was going through records. But you got to do what you got to do. As a bonus,
that's tough record shopping with kids.
yeah. But as a treat, I will show you a record my 16-year-old daughter picked up, so you get to see what she's been listening to. You guys were interested before in that. I snuck it down here. The other interesting thing was, as you went in the door, he insisted that we sanitize our hands, which is fine. We were already wearing masks. And then he handed everyone gloves to wear as we were shopping. And
you know what? I think that's even before COVID and even after COVID, I think I'm going to continue to wear gloves, especially when I'm looking through used record stores. I can't tell you how many times I've dug through records for hours and looked at my fingers and they were disgusting.
Absolutely.
So that's a pro tip right there. Put some gloves on.
It was kind of awesome. Like, I don't really believe in the gloves in this situation because you can carry that virus, no matter you're wearing gloves or not. But looking through records was awesome with gloves on, and you didn't feel like a weirdo. So it was great. That's my one story for Zap Records. So, I showed you the box. I'm going to move on. I'm going to let you guys start. Who wants to go first today?
I thought you were going to show the record that your daughter picked up.
Okay. I'll start with that if you like.
Oh, you teased us?
Yeah, come on.
So a modern artist. What do you guys think? Any idea?
You lost me at modern artist.
Let me say. How about
Greta Van Fleet?
I wish. I freaking wish.
How about The Weeknd?
No, it was Monday when we were there.
Oh, funny, Dad.
My goodness.
I apologize.
He was open on a Monday?
No, I think
on the holiday Monday.
We were there on a Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. I had to go for the joke. Had to go for it. Yeah. Hey, Denise is in the chat. How's it going, Denise? Good to see you. She watched my How the West Was Won DVD video, by the way, Kevin.
Very good. Good for her.
If you're just joining us, we're going to show what my 16-year-old daughter picked out from a record store. Let's go to full screen. Let's see if you guys can recognize it here. Oh, it says it. I don't know if you can read that.
Harry Styles. Oof. Okay.
Who's that?
I mean, like Matt Bandy, this is at least going in the right direction, though. We're talking instruments here.
Sure.
Right? We're talking kind of vintage styled music.
Who is Harry Styles?
He's one of the One Direction kids, isn't it?
Oh.
And he kind of puts out a folky rock kind of vibe. So I'm not totally against this guy. It's funny how there's ringware already on here. I don't know if you can see that. So this is sealed. I don't think she'd want me to break the seal. But yeah, that's what she wanted. She's wanted this Harry Styles album for a long friggin' time. When new artists cost big bucks.
When you first pulled that out, I thought it was a 9 Inch Nails record for a second.
Nope, not 9 Inch Nails. Who else was she going to look for? Who's that female new singer that's always singing in a hush tone and kind of whines into the microphone? Oh, that Billie Eilish. I think she likes her too. Unofficially, I'll say that. So yeah, Denise hit it right on the head. Zap Records in Coburg. Can't recommend them enough. The selection was insane. Okay, that's it. You get one from me for this round. Gentlemen, anyone itching to go first?
You're the host. You go. You tell us who goes next.
We go with the best dressed first.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll start. Oh, go ahead, Matt. That was a joke.
Okay.
Because I'm wearing an HDC shirt. So.
Well, usually I start with something vinyl adjacent as well. But today, I'm I don't have anything vinyl adjacent, but I would like to bring up two things before I start. One is a poll that Kevin put up on Twitter today,
Uh-oh.
where he asked what was the best era of heavy metal. And the poll was for the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s. And then the joke was Barry Manilow for
Right.
the fourth option.
Right.
And Kevin, this for me was like trying to pick which one of my kids is my favorite. It was so hard for me to come to a decision on that. And because all of those eras I love. And ultimately, I went with the 1980s. But that question was almost an impossible question for me to answer.
You know, it's I don't think I have an answer, and that's why I asked it. I just wondered what other people's heads were at, and I felt like the 80s was going to win because most of the people that I know on Twitter are very nostalgic for the 80s. But I was wondering if more people would recognize how groundbreaking the bands were in the 70s for the genre, and how a lot of the stuff that was done in the 90s was very unappreciated because it was all underground when grunge.
And it was a different sound in the 90s too. There was a lot more kind of experimentation in the 90s. And the 90s, essentially, that's when extreme metal, started. You got black metal started, death metal, all these subgenres. That's kind of when heavy metal exploded. But you're right, it's exploded into the underground. But for me, the 80s, that's, the 70s pretty much laid the groundwork for heavy metal, the archetype, the proto metal. In the 80s, starting with new wave or British heavy metal, that's kind of what laid the foundation to what really is heavy metal. So that's ultimately why I chose the 1980s for that. But man, that was a tough question.
Yeah. And I also consider, for me, I think the 80s wave of metal didn't really stop until grunge took over, until Kurt Cobain put out that album. And then that's when it really started to die. Because if you think 90, 91, even 92, metal was still huge. It was still the number one genre. It was about a year-long transition before grunge took over. But, there's a lot of so if you think about it, you think 90s metal, do you consider 1990 part of the 80s or part of the 90s? I think you can kind of go either way. But anyways, I can't answer the question myself.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a great question. It was something I thought on for a lot of the day. And
right.
Yeah, it's a tough question, man.
Because when metal went to mainstream, it did it a service, I think, in the short term. In the short term, it brought all these bands that people were talking about forever, and they finally got some recognition. Lemmy got a friggin' Grammy nomination. He didn't win, but he got a nomination, and it was great short term. And then it set it up so high that it crashed so low when grunge took over,
What are we saying were the bands in the 70s for heavy metal?
Black Sabbath obviously started everything. Judas Priest was hugely influential. Deep Purple was almost, especially in Europe, was as influential as Black Sabbath. I think those are the big three. And then there's a lot of the prog rock kind of.
Yeah, why
metal, Rush?
How does it get a metal term that early in the 70s? To me, it doesn't.
It's
metal.
It's considered proto metal. There's there's the sound for it there, the heaviness of it there with Black Sabbath, and you get some of the speed with Deep Purple and the heaviness there too. But there's even bands like the Stooges. They're from the 70s, and they had that's not really a metal band. They're not really a punk band. They're like a proto metal, proto punk. There's all this sound that eventually what became and inspired what became heavy metal. So that was kind of the groundwork for that. You got bands like Pentagram was another a band that started in the 70s and was super obscure, and they were kind of poised to be the American God damn it. That's good. That's good. I lost my. Yeah, but so yeah, yeah. So 70s was like the proto metal.
Yeah, and Motorhead. There's another band that
Yeah.
kind of like they Lemmy
Blurred the
always
lines.
considered them more of a punk band than a heavy metal band, but they kind of got lumped in with the stuff because of the double bass kick and all that stuff. So it was very experimental in that in the 70s, and I think what the groundwork that was laid in the 70s came to fruition in the 80s for better or for worse, but like a lot like thrash became huge in the 80s, not as big as the hair metal stuff, but and then the 90s took over really when I think every band dumped thrash. I don't think any bands were still doing like what you would consider thrash metal in the 90s. It was all more like Pantera, really. A lot of Pantera was very, very influential. But
Slayer, I would argue, kind of stayed look, but they definitely, it wasn't the same sound as the 80s stuff, but they were probably the one kind of stayed closest to the true thrash bands. But then bands like Testament and some of those bands that didn't get as popular as those other bands, but yeah.
Overkill, I guess they were always like a thrash band too. So yeah, there were exceptions, but
you're right. The popularity of it definitely peaked before the 90s, and then later on kind of had a resurgence in the early 2000s and even now. So
yeah. All right.
Okay.
Good vinyl show.
Yeah. One other thing I want to mention that a lot of the bands that we've talked about on here before, I've talked about on here before, that Jake has talked about on here before, their stuff is up on Bandcamp, and tomorrow, Friday, Bandcamp is also waiving all their fees, and every all the money goes directly to the artist tomorrow. They're doing another day. They've done that a couple times since March, I believe. But so tomorrow's another.
First Friday of every month until the end of the year.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. So all proceeds go to the artist tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and I'll show a record here or two to get started. So this is a record called The Age of Quarrel by the Cro-Mags. And the Cro-Mags are a New York hardcore band. So this record came out in 85, 86 is when this came out. And this was a hugely important kind of gold standard for the genre, and it kind of became the architect for the New York hardcore sound. This is a repress of the record. This came out a few years ago. This has a couple bonus tracks on it from their 1984 demo. I think there might be 2 songs that aren't on the full length were on here, but yeah, this is a great record. The Gatefold. So this record, Age of Quarrel, and the record after that is called Best Wishes. Those are probably my 2 favorite records by the Cro-Mags. We got it on
red
clear vinyl. After there was a little bit of a schism in this band after that record, and some members left. The sound kind of changed a lot. Their second record was a lot more kind of crossover thrash. It was definitely taking more heavy metal approach. And this was the original Liner Sleeve, which I, as Kevin knows to do, to immediately replace with another one. So this is the original lineup of the band. You have Harley right here, and John Joseph looks like he peed his pants in that picture. I don't know what's going on there. But Harley, the bass player, he has an interesting life story. I think he was like 13 or 14 years old on this record. He was just a little kid, and playing on one of the most influential hardcore records of all time. So this is a all-time classic, and highly recommended. And I was glad this got a second print, because the original print was pretty pricey. So there you go. Chrome Eggs, Age of Quarrel, highly recommended. There you go. That's good for an opening for me.
Okay, great opening. Good job, Matt. Moving on.
Are you guys familiar with this band at all?
I'm not.
No.
Okay, well, I went vinyl adjacent. I actually got something in the mail today, and I haven't opened it yet.
Heyo.
Oh,
Is that your CDs with the back cover?
It's a different CD. The CDs with the back cover got sent back to the guy, so he's all happy to get them. Bill, I wanted to ask you, because this guy shipped this regular letter mail, the $2. See that? Just a $2 stamp on there. Have you ever been tempted to do that?
No, not with my luck. I know I'll get burnt.
Yeah.
Does it go strictly by weight though?
No. So if you could fit it through the standard mail slot, apparently you can send it through there. Now, it might get flagged if somebody's like really diligent on their job or something like that, if it is overweight or whatever. But this is just a CD. And it's only it was only $4 for the CD. Like the thing was $8 total. He charged me $4 for the CD and $4 shipping. Imagine $2 for the stamp and $2 for the envelope. But I'm wondering if I should try to do that. I'm wondering if I should, on the cheaper stuff, not like a $40 item or something. But if something's only $4,
yeah, sure. To give you
for a CD like that, that's fine. That's in a bubble mailer like that.
I mean, the risk is that there is no tracking on this at all. So I could say, hey, it never came to the mail. It came in the mail. I want a refund, Yeah. And he would be out $8. So.
To give you perspective of the mail slot, Matt Bandy, I once tried to mail a cassette. The cassette was in its case, and that fit fine through the mail slot. Like if you go to the counter, they actually have like a cutout, a plexiglass cutout that they test it through. So the cassette fit through it, but I wanted to send the cassette with a piece of cardboard on the top and the bottom as protection, and that would not fit.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
is that small?
It is that small.
Yeah. It is meant for just letters.
Okay. Yeah. Well, our here in the States, the post office the drop boxes, it's probably close to 12 inches. Maybe more like 10 inches, but it's definitely more than a letter can fit through there. I mean, you can slide a package, not like a real thick package, but it's, definitely more than a letter can fit through there. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
All right, let's get to opening this here. Now, this is an album I think that only Matt Bandy would care about. Sorry, Bill, I don't think you're really going to care too much about this one. But I had this when I was a kid. I gave it up for some reason. I don't know why. Because I gave it a spin. I did the old streaming thing, and I was like, oh man, I was having all the nostalgia feels. So this is the band Geezer, featuring Geezer Butler.
Nice.
Then this is his second, I guess, solo album.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I think you would like it. It is very, very heavy.
Who else plays on that record?
I don't know. I probably could, if I tell you the names, you probably would recognize some of them.
Does he's doing vocals and stuff too?
No. So the guy who did vocals on the first album was the guy from Fear Factory.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
But
Joe Rogan?
No, not Fear Factor. Fear Factory. I don't know.
Because that guy has a real kind of unique voice.
Yeah. Do you recognize any of those guys? It's kind of hard to see.
The guy on the left looks like Eminem.
It's like Tony Iommi in the middle.
Let me do my. No, that's Geezer Butler.
That's Geezer, yeah.
My old man thing here. I don't know. These are lyrics. I don't know. I should have done some more research here. Okay, Geezer Butler, Pedro House. That is Geezer Butler's son-in-law, I believe. He plays guitar. Clark Brown on vocals, and Dean Castronovo on drums. Don't recognize any of those guys?
No.
Oh man, alert! Thank you, Bill. Well, anyways, it's a good album. It's good times. It's a good heavy metal album. I don't know.
What year did that come out?
98, I believe. Yeah, 98.
Okay, really? Yeah, I've
Yep.
never even heard of that.
Yep.
Huh.
Well, check out the other one they did too with the Fear Factory guy.
Mhm.
That one's called Black Science. I think no, this one's Black Science. The other one's called Plastic Planet. So yeah, a lot of Geezer Butler's lyrics are very science fiction, doomy science fiction. So
Well, he wrote a lot of the lyrics for Sabbath.
Yeah, like he wrote, Iron Man and all, and War Pigs and all that stuff. So the lyrics are the same. Okay. Getting back to the vinyl here. Let's see if Matt Bandy can guess. So I ended at Black Sabbath. So now I'm going into another 70s heavy metal band.
Are we still in the B's?
Yeah, we're going alphabetical, so we're still in the B's. So what would be the next?
B, so BL,
I'm still in the BL.
Oh, Blue Oyster Cult.
That's right. Yep.
Nice.
I went to I think it was a Valley Village, and somebody was just dumping out of their Blue Oyster Cult. So I ended up picking up a whole bunch.
That's such an underrated band.
So this is their first album. It's just called Blue Oyster Cult, self-titled. There's really nothing much to see. I just went through all these this week because I knew this was coming up. There's really nothing much to see on. They're just all black vinyl with paper sleeves in there. So I don't know if it's necessary for me to open them all up. They all play fine.
Nice.
They're all good for that. So that's their first one. This is probably their biggest album, Agents of Fortune. This is the one with Don't Fear the Reaper on it.
Cowbell?
Yep.
Yeah.
More cowbell. And this is a live one. Some Enchanted Evening. Gotta like the cover on that.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a Matt Bandy cover.
I come across that one often. Yeah, that's a cool cover.
This one I probably like the most out of all of them because it's really like heavy. You can hear like where Metallica took some influence, and it's almost like a greatest hits thing because they do play all the hits on it, and they do play it well live. And this is probably the weakest one. This was Mirrors. It was okay though.
Oh yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
And check out that back.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Is that something? That's a back cover right there.
Ooh, that's a lot of leather.
And they're shining, I guess, mirrors back at you.
Yeah.
Waist high. You don't hold them up or anything. Waist high down there. It's flash. I can't remember. I don't think there was anything in this one either. Yeah, so they were all just paper sleeves. Bill's holding his phone.
Sorry.
To the microphone.
So you got these at Value Village. Did they price them up?
This was such a long time ago. I can't even I wasn't even really collecting vinyl at the time. It was just I ran into them all, and I'm like, I'm gonna really regret it if I don't pick these up because at the time I think Valley Village was only selling vinyl for like $2 a piece, right? This was before they would like individually price things crazy and all that. Mm-hmm. Their books were always a flat price and whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they were just $2 or $1 a piece or whatever it was at the time. Let me just show two more quick things. Yeah, before we get into, I only have one David Bowie album on vinyl, and it is Young Americans because I found it cheap. And I'm pretty sure there's really nothing much in here. And there is an official.
You got to get that hunky dory.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I really only care for. I'm really not that big of a David Bowie fan. I'm not. Like to sit and listen to an entire album of his. I do like the greatest hits, like Changes. I had that on tape, and that was fantastic. But I do like that Hunky Dory.
Yeah, Hunky Dory's great.
And everyone's got to have this. So I'm at the end of the Bees right now. What would be the last band to have at the end of the Bees? Not a band, but a dude, last singer.
Dude, Boss Skaggs.
I think we have Skag. We have him under S.
Under S. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And we do have a bunch of Boss Skaggs, but no, it would be no. You got to go further. Another vowel down. A-E-I-O. And you.
C. Willis.
You guys are embarrassing yourselves here because you're forgetting about Jimmy Buffett. Come on, son of a sailor. You gotta have some Jimmy Buffett in your collection.
Beautiful. They just played him on the radio yesterday.
Your deadheads, they all follow him now, huh, Bill?
Is that true? It's
what I
kind of
heard.
adjacent. It's adjacent. I don't know if parrot heads really mix in the same.
Who wouldn't want to follow that? Come on. Old Buffster. Look at this. That's us.
I had a college roommate who was really into Jimmy Buffett.
I think I might have listened to this once. But that's a piece of cardboard. Like that's a cardboard sleeve in there, man. That's to protect your record. And this thing is in nice shape. It works. A couple pieces of cardboard. So there you go. That's round one. Done.
Just give me another song of his other than the one we know.
Cheeseburger in Paradise?
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Cheeseburger in Paradise. Come on, you don't know that one?
Oh, that's a good song, Bill.
Yeah, come on.
What's the one we only get to hear on the radio? There's only one Jimmy Buffett song they play anywhere.
Margaritaville.
Or if he plays like on Fallon or something, what's he going to play? It's just impossible to get any other content from him. So not my fault. Don't blame me.
I thought you'd be right into Buffett. That's like right up your alley, man.
No, it's no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that tin drum sound. Whatchamacallit? Beach sounds.
Steel drums?
Steel drums. Yeah.
You don't like steel drums?
No steel drums.
Right. Until Bob Dylan adopts a steel drum on one of his albums, then it'll be the greatest thing.
There'll be a reason for it then.
Buffett must have pissed off Bob Dylan at some point. That's why Bill doesn't like him.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
What
There's
did
a
you
story
do?
there.
What did you do, Jimmy?
All right. Well, speaking of the man, and since I do like to pander to my audience, at least Denise is still in the chat. Maybe she'll appreciate my first record from Zap Records. Again, we're featuring Zap Records from Coburg. And I told you,
sponsor?
They are a sponsor today. I told you the trouble I had finding this album throughout the month of July at my record store. And of course, Zap had multiple copies of it. But he did explain too that he actually had to call and like shake the tree over at Sony in order for them to send this. It just seems like a completely disorganized organization over there. But he did get it. So I finally got my hands on the latest Bob Dylan record, Rough and Rowdy Ways. The new album.
$40.
Look at that price on there. Oof. Oof.
That's a single? That's not a double?
Well, there are 2 discs in here.
Okay.
There are 2 discs in here. I mean, when one song is like 30 minutes long, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, on Amazon, this is more than 40. So I saved $1 and I got into my hands immediately. Of course, it has the song Murder Most Foul in here, which is on the back. And it's brand new, guys. This is brand new. Should we open it?
Oh, yeah. What are we doing here if we're not opening it?
Well, I need 20 more subscribers before we can open it.
By when?
Well, there's nothing. I'll let a spoiler alert. It's nothing special. Like I said, the colored variants of this vinyl release were available overseas, and it brought the price of this album to over $80 if I were to have spent that money. So,
Yikes.
that's a sticker on there. Kevin, do I got to keep this sticker? It's a clear
Nope.
sticker. What?
Is
Nope.
is it on the plastic?
Yeah, it's on the plastic there.
I would cut that out and keep it.
He's cut that out. Okay.
I would. You can do whatever you want, but that's what I would do.
Hey, I follow your rules.
Well, you wouldn't have scratched up records. If you followed my
Hey.
rules.
Easy. That's uncalled for. Yeah, so there's that sticker there.
I would keep that. That gets
So we
cut
have
out.
we have a digital code in here. So guys, if it accidentally shows up, you promise me,
Oy.
don't screw me.
You don't have to worry about me.
Okay, there's nothing in the middle here. There's the gatefold. It's more vintage photography there.
What's the Kennedy reference on the back?
Well, that is Murder Most Foul is this huge song that he pumped out. He released it during the start of this whole COVID thing, around the start, and it all is kind of about the Kennedy assassination, with lots of Dylan-esque wordplay and imagery.
Is it a long song?
Shout-outs. It's wicked long.
Okay, yeah, because I see it's the whole side D.
Yeah, it says wicked long right there.
Mm.
And then you got your personnel, Charlie Sexton still there, and that's the rest of his touring group. I'm just looking here. Sorry. I'm just reading for a second. Engineered and mixed by Chris Shaw. Additional musicians. We got some Benmont Tench showing up in there.
Oh, that's why you like him. Okay. I was wondering, like, why are you so big on Benmont Tench?
He is an amazing musician. That is no question.
Sure. He was kicked out of the Heartbreakers, though, because he was a little.
What? When?
Yeah, he was kicked out there for a while. They couldn't control him.
There's one sleeve. Neat artwork. And if you want to sample any of these tracks, Columbia through the Bob Dylan YouTube page has put them all out. I listened to them like once. I didn't want to ruin myself on them, so I only gave them one play each because I want to experience on dropping the needle when I finally got it. I like the label. Hold on. This light's killing me.
There you go.
Nice vintage looking label. Now, you boys say I should not put it back in this sleeve.
That's right. You want to keep that.
However, I think we should use what we're given. And there's no code in there.
So you follow my rules like Christians follow religion. You just kind of do whatever.
Okay,
It's open to interpretation.
The code is in that second sleeve. It's safe. I don't have to worry about it. There's another picture for you. Again, not a new picture. Can't get that guy in front of a photographer. No way. Crossing the Rubicon was a really great track from what I sampled on YouTube. Key West was really good. I mean, this whole album is actually really good, guys. I'm not just blowing smoke. It is a great album. I liken it to, like, I love Desolation Row with its use of imagery and just this floating wordplay throughout a song. And I think this album is kind of all like that. So it's kind of suits me. There's the one side, and there's Murder Most Foul. And they give it the old English font there too. I don't know if that'll focus. Nice big heavy discs. I mean, I love how Sony punishes us fans by making us spend $40 on this. It's frustrating. It's a little frustrating. Like Matt Bandy, if you're spending $40 on a disc like this, you're pulling out something with the splatter effect or colored vinyl or something super fancy.
That's how much you said that was. How much Canadian?
40.
40. So that's what, like almost 25 US. 40.
A little more than that.
It's $30 US.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a double. For a double disc. That's on the higher end for a double disc for sure.
And I mean, like, why punish us? We're here all the time buying his stuff. Why you keep punishing us? Anyways, let me move on.
Brand new vinyl back in the 80s was $7.99.
I'll follow the new record with an old record. They sell both used and new at Zap Records. And I've been looking for this record.
Is that Chicago?
Yeah. I've been looking for this one for a long time because this is the only good Chicago album.
I don't know about that.
So Bill discovers this album and says, "Oh, it's full of all these obscure songs and that." And meanwhile, it's like it's got all their hits on it.
It does not.
It does. So
this is not just like trumpets and trombones trying to do blues. This is like got some real prog rock style music on there.
Because it's Chicago.
What's on there? Is that the one with 25 or 6-4?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It has Saturday. Is it Saturday in the Parks on that one?
No, because I think that one's still on the one with the painter guy tilting. I thought maybe that was just a different album cover. This
has it's prog, man. Introduction. Does anybody really know what time it is? Begin.
That's a good song.
That's everyone knows that song, Bill.
Poem 58. I'm begging you guys to give Poem 58 a try. It is so
we all
good.
Know these songs.
They're huge
know hits
that.
For Chicago.
You don't know it.
It's what my mom played back when I was a kid.
Oh my God. All right, my phone's ringing. I'm going to take a phone call.
Bill has a fire alarm. Take care of.
You guys continue. I'll forge on ahead.
Oh, there we go. Perfect timing.
All right, good.
Nice.
Bill has to answer the phone, so.
Yeah, I was hearing prog rock and I started falling asleep.
Should have been here for the metal discussion at the
start. I was
of the
listening
show.
on the thing, and I was like, did I hear you say that metal was the number one? I mean, you must have meant rock, right? You didn't mean the number one genre overall.
Oh, like, I think I'm not going to speak for Kevin, but I'm sure he's assuming like hair metal and
right.
Yeah.
That's fair. Because I was like, have you guys ever heard of pop music? Sorry, but you meant in the rock genre or metal or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. That made sense. I missed the question and I was like, no, okay, because you're a music guy, you know.
What was the best decade for metal?
Yeah,
right. It wasn't what decade was metal number one. I don't think it flirted with mainstream success. I think in the 90s, or sorry, in the 80s and the early 90s
for sure. Yeah,
right.
I think 80s would be their highest. But we're also talking in America, correct? I mean, maybe that could be different in Europe. I don't know.
Oh, worldwide.
Worldwide? Okay.
Yeah, metal is huge in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Metallica and what have you. There was a lot of commercial success in the 80s.
We got an ice cream bar there?
Yeah. I didn't know he was going to click to me, so I was like, well, I might as well eat it for the damn thing melts, you know.
What is it, a lunch bar?
Haagen-Dazs, man. Only the finest in this house.
It's okay. Have you ever had the double dip ones?
Mm-hmm. I had them all.
There's like a deluxe. I forget who makes them, but quality.
Mm-hmm. You look awful spiffy there, buddy.
Had
I known, I would have put a tie on my attire.
Well, maybe next time.
Next time. You're a good looking man, dude. You look fancy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
Wow. I look like I just woke up.
It's fine.
I've been running around all day, man. I'm just like, fuck. I thought I'd be back in time, but hey, anyway, better late than never. At least it's not like a Joe situation. You're not back. We can't hear you, Bill. Can we?
Oh, I muted everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna
No.
say we could hear that.
My dad was calling, and you never know what's going on, so I thought I better take it. Nowadays, as
Yeah,
your
that's
parents
true.
get older. So the emergency was one of his apps disappeared on his phone. You got to get that back for me. Oh, you know.
Well,
And-
you got to get the Facebook.
No. Facebook. So yeah, Chicago album. The discs are in great shape, even though this is used, and the cover's pretty good. Smells good. Not much ring wear on the back, so I was very happy to find that. And I don't know if you guys saw the price on it. $12.
I see that one a bunch in used record stores, and the ring wear is always crazy on that. That's probably the best looking sleeve of that I've ever seen. So, good job, Bill.
Right on. Thank you. I see Denise is back in the chat. I hope she didn't miss that I debuted my version of Rough and Rowdy Ways that showed up in my hands. Hope she
Oh,
didn't miss
there's
that.
look at all that.
Look at this guy chomping on his ice cream. It's good stuff.
I got ice cream and a Coke Zero. Figure that out.
Okay.
Balancing it out somehow.
What do you think? You guys got enough stomach for me to do one more?
Sure.
That way we can let Chris Roberts nosh a little bit more here.
I'm done. But yeah, please carry on. Don't let me interrupt you.
Okay, this was again an impulse buy because of seeing all the cool stuff he had. Let me know if you've seen this one before. Oof, the price on here. God, I can't believe I spent this much. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. I'm going to take the price off so you guys don't see it.
Oh,
Hey, don't be
boo.
ashamed.
Come
Come
on.
on.
So I'm
Come
not
on, Joe.
embarrassed. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
a
embarrassed.
Joe move.
Oh,
I had
that's
to-
nice.
Oh, nice.
I had to take it off because it's going to spoil what's inside here, but I'll tell you the price after. I've never seen this before, but apparently this bootleg volume 3 of Johnny Cash, live around the world bootleg, a live travelogue of Johnny's worldwide tours and rare performances, limited to 1,500 copies, numbered copies.
Wow.
Yeah, I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. And it's from, I mean, look at this. I don't know if you can see that. It's from 1956 all the way. You got 76, 79. That's about the latest, I guess, 79. And it's from Columbia Legacy Records. I guess this came out in 2011 and it was still hanging around in a record store. I don't know. I think it's new. What's this say? Yeah, I think it's new, but it has this. It is now 9 o'clock. Ding dong. Time to eat an ice cream cone. Okay, sorry. Let me take that off here.
Look, I got a ring fit, okay, so I can burn it off when we're done.
Beauty. Okay, so this is a big old sleeve. Let's take the stuff out of here. Oh, this warrants its own video, guys. You're getting a nice
Oh, nice.
preview.
That's
here.
cool.
That's it for that.
So according to Discogs, this came out in 2011.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is a nice booklet here. This should have been a video. Maybe I should stop now.
What's that bus down in the corner, Bill?
I don't know if that's for his boosters or what.
Is that a sign on the bus, or is that actually painted on the bus there?
It's like a banner
Okay.
across the bus. So I don't know if it's just advertising or. Here's a nice vintage shot. So yeah, this is giving all of the tracks as well as who wrote what and who the personnel is on the recording. Nixon. So, side 4 here, it says it has introduction and then it has President Nixon on here.
Is there a documentary on Netflix right now about Cash and Nixon?
I mean, I've seen the documentary with Cash where it touches on that, but not an entire thing, unless it's something I don't know about. Look at that shot. Cadillac, the Holiday Inn. That's how Chris Roberts rolls right there.
Pretty much.
With the frilly cuffs, too.
I'm all about frilly cuffs.
So, Kevin, on Discogs, does it say how many of these bootleg editions there are out there? There's Personal File Volume 1, From Memphis to Hollywood, Volume 2. And then this American 3.
That's a great record.
There's June. Your heyday. There's all the tickets. That's neat. Okay. And we have the sleeves. They all get their artwork. Saw that in the book. Wow, this is exclusivity here, guys. I hope the subscribership is just blowing up. You ready? You ready for this? Finally, Bill gets to show you some cool vinyl.
There you go.
Ooh. Clear. Very nice.
I do like clear vinyl. That is awesome. That's going right back in the sleeve. As per Bill rules. Use what they give you. Here's the third LP.
Oh, it's a 3-discer.
Yeah, 3-discer.
Nice.
Again, that's the same thing.
Okay, around $60.
You would pay $60 for this? No problem.
I didn't say that.
There you go. All three are on the clear, which is lovely. Lovely, lovely. So there it is, the Johnny Cash bootleg volume 3 in perfect condition. And
what was the price on that?
Oof, I was.
that's a 64, $64.99.
You would have saved.
Oh, don't do it to me, Kevin.
Do it.
If you would have bought this on, if you were to buy this on Discogs right now, you would have saved 67 cents.
Oh, whew.
Dang it.
Holy moly. Almost had a heart attack there.
The medium price is $79.17. So
making
Right.
money.
all right. You're doing
Making
all right.
money.
Wow.
Awesome. I like this. The sleeve it came in is a very robust sleeve that folds over, and I get to keep my sticker there. So
Nice.
I like that. Yeah, so I'll leave you guys with that. So if you're keeping score on my bill so far, I'm already well over what I would ever spend at a record store in one sitting. Yeah, you're up, Chris Roberts.
Sorry, guys. I have a guest over.
Oh.
I said don't use the internet and not Netflix. Yeah, not the internet. Like, sorry, you're gonna have to watch regular ass cable right now. It's all right. Anyway, so last week it was all about man bulge, and so this week these guys must be very insecure about their bulges because they're all covering them. You can't see it. Maybe the drummer back there, maybe a little bit, but it's very hard to tell. But they're all holding their guitars very low. So I'm assuming that the knack. And look at this creep. I mean, this was the album cover this guy chose. Like, look at that. Like, I mean, these two guys look cool, I think. These two guys, I don't know. This guy looks like a fucking maniac. He should be committed. But I only got it because it was in that bundle deal from last week. I didn't get to it, and it has my Sharona on it, and I mean, I dig that song. That really takes me back to a kid. My dad would be listening to pop music, and My Sharona would come on, and it felt like something special at the time. And it's okay, I guess, but it's very clean. Like, this guy really kept good, clean, or took very good care of his records. There's a little bit of dust on it, but that was probably from the reseller, actually. But no scratches. Looks good. Got a nice little sleeve. I mean, they really went all out. It's just the knack. So, yeah, all out. I mean, you get that in Capitol Records. So, they're no nonsense band, you know. So that was one in that, and I'll probably only listen to the one song and then turn it off. Also, they had now this one looks pretty tore up, and I'm not even a big Santana fan, but again, it was kind of one of those things where it was like take one, take all. You could see the record, I believe it's peeking out here at the bottom, so this thing's pretty beat up, but you know, it has a couple of cool hits on it.
Yeah, that's a good record.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mine's beat up too, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely what's worth picking up. I mean, I like the songs that are on it. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not a huge Santana fan, but I do like it, and it's a pretty kick-ass cover. Like, this would have been something that would have been cool had it not been all, you know, beat up.
We got our
going on, but there are some titties.
Yeah, I said we got our nudity.
Yeah, there's some titties and a little bit of you know, you're getting both, you know, multiple race titties. So he didn't he didn't discriminate. Okay, he was ahead of his time, Santana. The record is pretty decent though.
No, that's the important thing.
Yeah, the record looks pretty good. I mean, honestly, I've seen a lot worse, and considering the way the cover looks, I mean, all I'm really seeing on here is there's a little bit of gunk right there, but it's not a scratch, and a little bit of fingerprints, but feels like I could clean that up pretty well. Should play good. So that's that. Stick that back over there. Did have a sleeve in there, but I didn't really feel like pulling it out because I feel like that whole thing would just fall apart if I did. And I'll show you something I picked up today. This is very loose adjacent, but it does have an audio angle to it. But I got this modded. I actually have one like this already, but the price was too good considering the games that came with it. And you can get both audio channels, which is kind of neat. I mean, they really did a crappy job of like, it looks like crap, but
so it's like playing stereo.
Yeah. So you'll get both left and right, and then it also has this little doodad right here, this little knob. That's what she said. But if you turn it one way, it's full stereo, and if you turn it the other way, it'll go back to mono. So it's kind of neat. Yeah, I mean, I actually have a modded Nintendo that's like this, but it came with 4 controllers, came with 6 games. You know, it was $100, but I knew it was a very competitive. They had like 5 people that asked before me, so I just went ahead and paid up because it has a very nice 5-screw first print Zelda, which I'll be able to sell this for $50 easy. I'm going to compare it to mine, but you know, it's got the 5 screws, and that is a very short run of the Zeldas with the 5-screw, and it's now people will call this a first print because it has the white bullets, but technically speaking, it's a second print because there was a very limited amount of 5 screws, but and that, so this is about a $45 copy of that. So just basically between these two, and you know, and a couple other quality games.
What are the white bullets?
Yeah, what are the bullets you're talking about?
Okay, well, if you look close, you can see these little squares right here, right? Right there. Yeah. See, there's 3 of them. Yeah. Okay. A normal cart they'll be red. And even so, and then they never had, the seal is always going to be circle seal, because by the time it went to oval seal is when the license ran out with Tyson, so they went ahead and went on to just a regular punch out. But those, they refer to them as bullets. I don't know. I didn't make it up. I'm just telling you, kind of in the, you know, like the collecting, grading community, they refer to those as bullets. So this would be a white bullet. Some people say first print, but technically it's a second print. It would be a first print label. The label's still the same, but it's not a 5-screw, which is super rare. So that's why most people just say first print. And then a few other. There's like a Kirby and you know, just I don't know, just of course my Mario Duck Hunt. And you know, I'll add that to the stash. And a Crystallis for you RG. You
RPG.
yeah, thank you, you RPG nerds.
I
I was
wanna play the
trying to
RPG
come up
game.
with a no. I was actually trying to come up with a different insult, but whatever. For you RPG lovers, actually, it's a pretty fun game. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I like it too. And Guerrilla War, just a old school combat game, which is pretty cool by SNK. So all in all, it was a really good lot. I mean, I won't make like it wasn't really about for profit. It was more about just not letting the other greasy resellers get it. And you know, ironically, someone actually beat me to it by like 5 minutes. And the seller's like, well, they said they'll come at 6. And this was yesterday. And I was like, well, it's like, hey, you know, if you got a deal worked out, fine. I was like, people tend to flake. I can come right now, but totally up to you. And he goes, well, no, I want to stick to my word and all that. But if they're not here by 6, it's yours if you still want it. And I'm like, okay. And sure enough, they contacted me around 6:30 and said, hey, if you still want it. And of course, I was like, yeah, I'll have to pick it up tomorrow. But I mean, if you really want me to come out right now, I can. Like, no, it's fine. Tomorrow's good. So it's good. And they even forgot one of the games. I didn't even notice it. The Kirby game I was out eating and I decided to glance at the picture and I was like, oh, wait a minute. The damn thing's missing. And they were really cool about it. Oh, we're so sorry. Then let's, come pick it up. So we'll get back to music. And here's something. I'm not a big...
Mine didn't have the bullets, by the way.
No, of course not. You're not a professional collector.
check?
You're not a real collector. So this was also in the lot, and I'm not a huge I'm not a REO Speedwagon fan pretty much at all. But again, it's a pretty quality level, and it's got the classic "Keep on Loving You" on here. Listen to those lyrics and tell me this guy isn't a creep. Like seriously, like he's like, I don't want to sleep. I just want to keep on loving you. And now if loving you is a euphemism for fucking you, like this lady's gonna get worn out. All right, you gotta you gotta back off, bro. You can't you gotta give her a timeout. But the cover and everything, the little sleeves good. Again, I mean, what was up with these dudes' hair? Like, I mean, were the perms still in the early 80s? I felt like those were phased out at that point, but. You got 4 out of 5 members have a perm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Perm mullets.
Yeah, it's really weird, man. I mean, I guess they were rocking it, so good for them. The album itself looks good. Everything from that lot the records are very good shape. Some of the covers are so. This one actually is decent shape cover, which, of course, it's the one I like the least. But so, yeah, I got a few more, so I guess maybe I'll just pass it on and hold those off to the next turn. It's not even a grand finale. They're kind of crappy, to be honest. I probably should have reversed the order here. I probably should have ended on REO Speedwagon and the mullets because the rest of them is probably, I don't know, whatever. Sometimes you got to just pick up filler, man,
Yeah.
I know Kevin would disagree, but I know Bill.
We're getting to Kevin's filler. Don't you worry.
Filler.
However,
I don't have any.
Before we get to Kevin's filler, we got to move on to Matt Bandy.
Okay, I got some weird ones here for you. Not really weird, but different, I guess. So this is a band called Murphy's Law. Name of this is called Back with the Bong. Murphy's Law were a New York hardcore band in the early 80s. This is their second record. There's some kind of silly songs on this. This is a weird mix of hardcore punk infused with some ska music. And you got songs on here like Panty Raid, Attack of the Killer Beers, Cavity Creeps, which is a song of not brushing your teeth and getting cavities. So, yeah. Got a shot of the band. I'm playing that double guitar. You don't see that in hardcore too much, playing that double guitar.
Yeah.
I think this was on. Yeah, this was on clear vinyl.
There we go. There it is. Bandy does not have any just plain black albums. I'm sure of it.
No, I do. What is? Oh yeah, Jimmy. Okay, you got Mr. Jimmy Gestapo. That's the lead singer here, and I honestly never noticed this until now. And I think that is indeed a huge bong that he's holding there.
Wow.
Right there. Boop boop boop.
Hmm.
Yeah, and on the back you got all the big thank you. Has a big thank you list. So yeah, this came out in 1988, 89, I think. But yeah, they're definitely kind of a more on the lighthearted end of the punk rock hardcore spectrum. But nonetheless, this is a fun record. And all the images on the front cover here are references to songs in the on the record. Let's see. So I know I've talked about Dungeon Synth a little bit on the show before, but these two records here I picked up around December, I think, in Amoeba Records last time I was down there. This is Songs of a Long Forgotten Ghost by Mortis. Mortis is a solo artist. He's arguably the guy that kind of created this micro genre called Dungeon Synth. Dungeon Synth is all instrumental. So he originally called this dark dungeon music. So if you kind of imagine what that is, I know I've kind of talked a little bit about Dungeon Synth on the show before, but it is very minimalistic stuff. It's more very atmospheric, a lot of repeating themes. It's stuff to put on and just kind of mellow out to. But it's just on black. These were just released not too long ago, pressed on vinyl. A lot of times Dungeon Synth was usually just pressed on cassette, and it's starting to kind of find a home on vinyl now, which is nice, because that's obviously a preferred method of listening. But Mortis, if you're unfamiliar with him, he was one of the original members of Emperor, which is a Norwegian black metal band. So yeah, he's from Norway. But this is his first record. I believe this was also remastered. This was originally came out in 1993, but yeah, this I believe just came out last year, or was pressed on vinyl last year. And this is this follow-up to the record. Anden som gjorde uppror is the name of this record.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good luck. Say that 5 times.
But this one, I believe. Oh yeah, came with a poster. So you got Mortis there. So he, for most of his photos, he kind of like this goblin makeup and prosthetic on. So he has these like elvish ears and this like prosthetic kind of nose. But that was kind of his stick, I guess. And this is another good one. This is on purple vinyl.
Very nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, this music's definitely not for everyone. But I'd say if you like old school RPGs, that kind of aesthetic, that really nails it for this stuff. So it's kind of like almost like a soundtrack to playing Dungeons and Dragons. And you got a cool illustrated cover here.
Yeah.
Well, synth making a little bit of comeback. Maybe I don't know about dungeon synth, but synth.
No,
in general
this
is-
dungeon synth. This is like it's peak right now. It is huge because it's super cheap to make because it's usually just you need a keyboard. Some people just use like computer programs to record their stuff and then put it out. Huge dungeon synth community on Bandcamp as well. Let's go to. I'll show a couple more records here. So I've showed this band before. This is High on Fire. This is their first record called "The Art of Self-Defense." It was released on Southern Lord Records. So when the band Sleep was kind of on hiatus, or when they originally kind of broke up, Matt Pike formed this band, and so this is definitely kind of his love letter to Motorhead and that kind of more of a faster paced heavy metal. It still kind of has a little bit of doomy influences on it, but it's definitely more fast paced. And this is probably my favorite record of theirs. And this is a repress of the record. And so it's on gatefold here, but it has a little book inside. It shows a lot of live shots of the band. So this originally came out in 1999. Get it in the frame here.
Would you give that a recommend for me? Would you say?
That's tough, Bill. I don't know.
Yeah, close-minded bastard. Couldn't handle it.
Hey, who's got Sleep albums?
Do you like Sleep, Bill?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay. So
it was mellow.
Yeah, so this is definitely not mellow. And Matt Pike he plays guitar and sings on this. This is another three-piece band. But I give it a listen. I think you probably like Sleep better. But so you go. We got Matt Pike right there. You won't see that man with a shirt on too often.
Good.
Yeah, these were on.
Nor should you.
Nor should you. I don't know if it's showing up here. This is a clear purple vinyl.
Mm.
Honestly, I think Kevin, you might like this a little bit more than Bill. He definitely has
an open mind.
Well, he definitely has more of a Lemmy. That's kind of vocally what he sounds like. You got a shot of the band there.
No perm mullets.
Nope.
Not that band.
Not that band. And you got the track list. So this contains the original LP, and then there's the on the D side has the demo, which has just a few same songs off the LP, but the demo recordings of those tracks. So this is another great record. And the last one I'll show here is another side project or an offshoot of Sleep. This band is called Ohm, and this features Al Cisneros right here, and then Chris. These guys were the other two guys from Sleep. So they formed Ohm, and this is a really unique record. I would kind of describe this as drone metal versus doom metal. It's very, very repetitive, kind of drawing to the name of the record, variations on a theme. They just play off kind of the same riffs in the three songs that are on this. So the first song is 21 minutes, second song is 11, third song is both around 12 minutes long there. But I had a friend who used to play this all the time, and the first time I heard it, I heard Ohm before I heard Sleep, and I was like, what the hell, what is this? It was like, and after a bit, it kind of became an earworm and got I got it, I guess you'd say. But yeah, this one's a weird listen. It's heavy, but it isn't at the same time. I used to put this on a bunch, like if I was gonna try to fall asleep. It's got a very rhythmic sound to it. They have quite a few records after this too, but the sound changed a lot. And you just got the lyric sheet here. Their sound changed quite a bit from this record here. They incorporated a lot more Middle Eastern sounds and instrumentation into it, and they kind of lost me with those records. But this record I absolutely love, and it was one that took me a couple listens to, but till I got it. But yeah, so Ohm, variations on a theme. Check it out.
Drone metal.
Yeah.
Now I got to find. Now that's a whole nother genre I got to watch for. Drone.
So yeah, just give this a listen, Bill, and you will understand what I mean by drone.
I'm just thinking those flying things. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, drone is in like drone on and on.
Droning on. That's what I was taking from it.
All right, good stuff. I guess we're up and we're back to Kevin now. Buried on Mars.
All right.
You in the seas?
Yep, we're in the C's.
Hard seas coming up.
We're going CA. Big 80s band that started in the 70s. They're pop. It's not metal. It's a pop band. But this one,
The Cars.
Bands. That's right. One of my favorite bands
Love that.
all time. This is an amazing album. What I would say is loaded with top 40 hits, but Bill would say they're obscure tunes. This was owned by Pat something. Pat wrote her name on here, or his name. But these are all black vinyl. The original. They're all original pressings, but really nice, really excellent condition. And sit back and relax because I almost have a complete set. We got Candy O. That's sexy Candy O.
Oh, got some more boobies.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Look at these guys. Those are some cool dudes there.
Man, Rick. You think he made that band just so he could get laid?
That's how most bands start, isn't it?
We.
There they are. And of course, you got the signature guy looking off to the side.
Oh yeah.
The only difference is they're not standing in front of a brick wall.
Right. I hope one of you guys went and checked out Brick Walling website for fun.
This is probably their weakest one, but it still has a few hits on it.
What hits are on there, Kev?
The biggest one is Touch and Go. I think, yeah, Touch and Go. That's really the only hit on here. Actually, come think of it. But it's a different album. They were trying to do something a little bit different for this one. I should put some different sleeves on these. Shouldn't be using these.
Not following your own rules.
Yeah, well, this was pre-rules, I think. Let's shake it up. This was a later addition to the collection. That's why the price is still on there. $12.
Is that a single? No,
nope, this is
okay.
this the album "Shake It Up" with the song "Shake It Up" on it. And see, this was a later release because I got the paper sleeve there, and I put So this is some close up of some shaking up. I think there's an explosion happening there. I see a fingernail. And then your lyrics. The other side. And this is another favorite of mine. Heartbeat City. This has a big fold out on both sides. In function here. Yeah. So that's a big artwork.
Nice.
Very 80s.
Now, what genre of music would you classify them as?
I mean, really, they're pop. I guess they started off as new wave.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see them a lot of times pop up on new wave channels, and I feel like they're more pop, or I don't know, like a softer rock kind of thing. Not soft rock per se, but you know what I mean. Something that really, you could hear on those kind of channels.
Really, everything that came out in that era was considered to be new wave.
Yeah,
they might have even started as new wave, like Blondie's considered new wave.
Yeah.
You know, this is the greatest hits. I think I just grabbed it because it was cheap.
Well, it makes it simple if you just want to hear hits.
Yeah, I hardly ever listen to it. I always go to the albums. But I had this. This was my first. This was my introduction to the Cars on CD.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend of mine in college was really into them, and I was like, I never really listened to them. So the only one I'm missing is the one that came out in like 2011 or whatever. And this was the last one I picked up, Door to Door. I had always heard it was bad, but I found it, and it's still sealed.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I see that record a bunch for some reason. I've never listened to that one though.
It's actually really good. I've streamed it, and I've always heard that it wasn't that great, and I listened to it, and it was pretty darn good. The band was breaking up at this point though, so they were having some trouble in that, but it's good times. But yeah, I think I'm going to hold out to find an open copy at some point and just leave this sealed, because I can't bring myself to open it. It's been sealed since 1987.
Open it.
No, I can't do it.
It's worth $2. Open it.
It's worth a lot to me. I want to keep it nice.
A real audiophile would open it.
A real audiophile would find a second copy. So this is my wall art copy. Then I'll find a play.
You know who you're sounding like, right? That's who you want to be like.
For this one album that I found. Yes. Yes. So there you go.
What year did that come out?
87.
87. Okay.
So that was their last album until they came back and released one album in 2011 or something like that, which is another good one. So they never really had a bad album in my book, except for that Panorama one, which is just okay. There you go. That's it. That's my Cars collection.
Cars collection.
I really like Cars. I feel like
I
don't know if they're underrated or not. I don't know, but I don't feel like they get their due.
I don't think they're underrated. I think they get a lot of rated, and they certainly do get a lot of play.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they remember the Circuit City commercial they used to have? Was it Just What I Needed? I still remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Canadian.
I play that shit all the time.
We had Future Shop here. No Circuit City.
You didn't miss much.
Cars. Worth many a subs right there. Hit the subscribe button for the Cars.
Absolutely.
Hit the like button. I think we lost about 4 subscribers during that. But
I don't think so. I bet you there are more Cars fans out there than there are Bob Dylan fans.
I don't know. You got a lot of views on that last Dylan upload.
I said there's probably more Bob fans in the stream right now than there are.
Oh,
absolutely.
I'm
sorry. There are more car fans than Bob fans here right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'd agree. Yeah. If you count me, I'm definitely leaning towards the Cars.
I think Bob has more fanatic fans, really that are really into it. But when it comes to
all on security, nobody's even they ain't even listening no more.
When it comes to play, them getting, I think the Cars do it.
Well, speaking of the last Bob release that I put up on YouTube,
1.1K views. Look at you. Big
that is a 2.5 hour long concert, guys, and that is worth sitting through because the sound quality is amazing.
How was your retention on that video, if you care to share?
That's what I'd like to lecture you people about. You're only sticking around for like 5 minutes.
Oh,
This is
no.
2.5 hours, guys. Come on.
I stuck around for 0 minutes, so I don't know what that.
I mean, it's my favorite touring band that he's with for that concert, and it's the best sounding bootleg I've got of his, and so it's worth it. Plus, I added bonus tracks to that video, so you get to hear his band do covers of Warren Zevon, Rolling Stones, George Harrison, all on that one.
I have to find it, and I'll put it on the next show. But I have a cassette box set that I just randomly picked up at a yard sale one time, and I was gonna actually just flip it because it had about a $25 resale value. But I decided to put it on and listen to it. Damn, that was pretty good. It was so many songs I'd never heard of. And I was like, oh, okay, well maybe I underestimated old Bob.
Good to hear.
Yeah, no, I have to admit, I'll show it the next time. I'll go over a couple of songs, or at least I'll listen to it before I come on, so it ain't too boring. But
awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm kind of a sucker for harmonica too, I guess, but he has a little bit of that in there. It's pretty good.
Chris Roberts loves the mouth harp.
Yeah.
Look, I tell people, like, pick a genre. What genre do you like? And I'll give you an album where Bob's doing that genre. He's been around the block. So
metal, death metal, speed metal,
French deathcore.
What about drone metal?
Drone metal.
Probably be closer.
What was it? Mortuary synth, or what was that? Dungeon synth?
Dungeon synth, yeah.
Did he do a dungeon synth? I don't think so.
Okay, maybe you got me on a couple of those.
All right.
I guess, Kevin, that's it for you, right?
Yep.
All right. Another new album for me here, guys, from Zap Records in the bustling city of Coburg, Ontario. Definitely go check them out and tell them who sent you, and that YouTube channel deserves a discount on his next order. And I even talked to him about Uncle Acid, and he even knew about it, Matt Bandy.
There you go.
And he even said he could get it in, which was more shocking to me, because my other guys, don't know about it. And when you say overseas, they just say, oh, forget it. It's not happening. Mm-hmm. But he said Sony distributes them, and he can get them.
He can get it in, huh?
Apparently. So this was another impulse buy. I had been looking at it through Amazon, because when you work nights, you just start scrolling Amazon for stuff, and this was there, and I was thinking about it long and hard, but it still was pricey. But it is a special anniversary. It is the 50th anniversary of the Grateful Dead, Working Man's Dead. Let me turn.
That's a good one.
So this one, limited edition, only 10,000. So
oof, I wouldn't know if I got that limited.
That's rare, folks. You're looking at rare right here. Yeah, I was looking at this on Amazon. You can see the price here. I paid was $29.99. I think Amazon was maybe coming close to $40 for this. It is a picture disc. It's the 50th anniversary. This is the album. I don't know if you guys remember. I probably don't still have it here. But the last Studio Dead album I showed was Oxymoxoa, and that was the huge studio album that cost them all that money. So they said our next album is going to be stripped down. That's what this is, Working Man's Dead. More Americana, more folk, almost bluegrassy mountain music. Just get in the studio and play. And as a side note, I don't mean to drone on like drone metal, but the Grateful Dead, the Grateful Dead people started a podcast based on the 50th anniversary of this album. And they're going track by track on the podcast, talking about how this album was made, the stuff they did in the studio. And if you like hearing recording stories and how things work in the studio, I think no matter what the band is, you're going to like listening to it. I found it like super interesting that they had got burnt by spending so much money on the last album. They had it like the guys in this podcast are telling you how much each reel of audio tape was worth, and they weren't wasting any bit of audio tape. Like the Bob Dylan box sets you get where they give you like all of the tracks of all the studio workings. There isn't going to be that because, you know, they just didn't use up that much tape. And when they did, they were going through the archive, and the one master reel was hilarious to them because it was all a jumble of crap. Because if they liked a cut, they would slice it off of the recording they were using and put it on this master reel. And they were doing it so quick. Sometimes they put it on upside down when they taped it to the master reel. Sometimes it was reversed, and no one was taking notes on what's on that master reel. But that's how they did it. Anyways, check out that podcast. You can find it on YouTube, Grateful Dead channel. Let's take a look. I like that sticker right there, anniversary edition.
So is trucking on that?
Trucking?
Yeah.
No trucking on this. I don't
Is a touch of gray on that?
No, definitely not.
That's the only two songs I know.
It's actually a good album, Chris. I know you're not a fan of them doing their big jam sessions and that. And this is like a more straight up album, like
Okay.
you know, 4 or 5 minute long.
I like to joke around. I mean, in all honesty, I understand the draw. It's just not my thing. That's all.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, this is the one I'd say to try out.
Okay, for sure.
It's got Uncle John's band on it, and
I totally respect what they've accomplished because it feels like they were. I mean, I guess probably not, but it almost feels like some underground band that just had this huge following. And
well, they never had like I think Touch of Grey was their only top 10 hit.
Not trucking, huh?
No.
See, those are the only two songs I ever hear on classic rock, and I'm not saying there's not others, but those are the only two that ever stick out to me. So I'm amazed that you can have such a huge following with very limited commercial success.
Most classic rock songs that you know were never hits.
Yeah.
They were just played on FM radio a lot and became popular that way. Because the hits
aspect of them,
the hits were, you know, Motown and then disco, and those were their top 10 hits.
Yeah, right. The Cars.
Yeah, Cars were awesome, man.
So there you go. It's a picture disc. It's got the kind of classic window album cover, and yeah, there you go. So Uncle John's Band, High Time, Dire Wolf, New Speedway Boogie, Cumberland Blues, which I like.
That's a good one.
Black Peter, Easy Win, Casey Jones. No song. Oh, one song over 5 minutes. Chris Roberts.
You say Black Peter?
Yeah, Black Peter.
Okay. Just want to make sure I heard that right.
Oh man, sorry, I went big bandy on that one.
It's okay.
I'm getting to the end of my box here.
What are you drinking there? Like a Smirnoff Ice or something? What is that?
This is some No Boats on Sunday.
Okay.
It was a cider in here. It's just water in here now.
Oh, all right.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Thought you were drinking the girly drinks.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay, well, I mean, you can buy some whiskey or something, can't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and slug whiskey.
I do half of the time.
Okay,
you think Dr. Peppers and Cokes are straight? Come on.
The next bunch of albums here were from the bulk area of Zap Records. So he had 2 rows of just records, no sleeves, no prices. So how much are the bulk records? He's like, $2 each. I'm like, oh, better go grab a handful.
Get the shopping cart.
Yeah, so I haven't heard this, these albums before, but they're interesting. So I just grabbed whatever interested me. So let's start here. For $2, Leon Live. Yeah. And this is a triple, I think.
Wow.
I think this ended up in his bulk because there's no sleeve for this guy. No sleeve.
Like most of your records.
Yeah, I'm like, we're fine with that. Mighty Quinn medley. I'd be interested to hear what's going on there. Alcatraz, Out in the Woods. Some photos, but the other two do have sleeves. Jumpin' Jack Flash, Youngblood medley. It's all over. A lot of Bob on here. It's all over now. Baby Blue. Who's on here? Don Preston on guitars. Yeah. A couple of ladies. Leon Russell on piano and Reverend Patrick Henderson.
I wonder if those are those songs that he wrote, because he was a big like he wrote a lot for other guys, right?
There are some on here for sure, but no, not Jumpin' Jack Flash, obviously, and not the Bob stuff. But yeah, the rest of the stuff is all written by Leon Russell. And this is from '73, and I take it it's all live stuff. Let's see what this looks like. I didn't really look at the discs. I just grabbed this stuff. I was pretty happy with everything I saw at Zap Records, so I didn't think his records would be too terrible. So it looks okay. Nothing wrong there.
I'd pick that up for $2.
Yeah, take a chance. Whoa, easy access. Look at that, it's fine. That hasn't been played. So we just got one that needs a sleeve, and otherwise that one looks pretty good, even without a sleeve.
I could see how that one got ripped.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Little design flaw there.
Let's put a circle there. Okay. Is there anything on the back? Oh yeah, looking a little disheveled there.
Looks good.
Okay, as well, retrospective, the best of the Buffalo Springfield by Atco. Looks like a sticker, but it's not. So, yeah, I had to be careful to make sure this wasn't like cover artists doing it. I don't think it is. Vinyl's great, no sleeve. $2. Little history of the band there. It says 1969 on there. In stereo. And then again, this is the later stuff, but $2. I bet you there's some good stuff.
There you go.
That's
That's
the
the
cover
original
alone.
version of Past Lives, the one that I showed last week.
Oh,
That's the original version of it. So that does have Ozzy on it.
it does?
Yeah, see, I always thought that was a Dio album because it came out in the 80s. The Dio's right there. Well, I don't know what the hell's going on.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on then, because I always thought that Live Evil was Past Lives. Let's see here. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of Live at Last.
Oh, okay.
Live Evil, Live at Last. Too many lives.
Let's see what's
1982 tour supporting Mob Rules. There you go, Bill. Now you can get into Dio.
Yeah, I got all the tools. The surface scratches on here. There's some schmaltz right there.
That's Bill Condish.
Yeah. These are the scratches you'll get if you don't use a sleeve, guys. These little surface scratches. And then we got some Sabbath catalog here you can purchase. Second disc. Yeah, some sawdust on it. Not too bad.
It was stored under a lathe.
And finally, this is the last of my bulk records.
Eh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's all right. That one.
It's got Yours Is No Disgrace, The Clap, Starship Trooper.
The clap.
I've Seen All Good People. We know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, $2. Why not? And I did see this in the Yes area. He had another copy used, and it was like 19 or 20 bucks or something. So I'll get the $2 version. It does indeed come with a sleeve in here.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty good. Yes,
Must have been just the cover. Is that because it looks a little rough? Why was it $2?
I guess so. Yeah, you're right. It's a lot of wear there. So Zap Records, that was, and from what I understand, if I didn't have kids with me, the entire back of the store is rammed with used records as well.
Oh, man.
kids, man.
Kids,
You're making me want to go there tomorrow.
I recommend going. Actually, I almost sent pictures to you on a couple things. And I went, he's probably going to be here soon. So
I haven't gone out anywhere.
you'll be there before I see you.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyways, that was a fun trip, even with the kids. And a lot of money spent. I don't know if you guys kept a tally. Oof. I got the bill right here.
188.
188. And I like how they go old school, handwritten.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go. Oh, 215. Wow. Wee.
You were
That's
now
Canadian.
far off, though.
What
Pretty
the
cool.
hell was I thinking?
Is that tax too? Is there tax in there?
Is that out the door?
I can't read this. I don't think so. I don't know. I'd have to do the
I
math.
don't think that's with tax. That's how he adds up his. Yeah, that's how he added up all the records, and then he punches it in the machine, and the machine adds
Do
the
you ever
tax.
try to haggle with them at all there?
It was
Is it that kind
It's
of
a store.
Well, I've haggled at Walmart, so I mean,
Oh, shit.
Not all of us can be Chris Roberts.
I ain't lying. I got me a Freddy Krueger mecha figure. I had planned on opening it the whole time, but when I looked at it, the box had been damaged and retaped. So I went over
Sure,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Do that.
I'm like, hey, what do you guys to take on this? He goes, well, what do you want to give? And the thing was like, I don't know, $35. I was like, how about $15? He goes, all right.
If I go into a used shop like that, I assume that they went through all the process to price the thing.
It never hurts to ask. Some people just want to get rid of stuff. Never go into the pricing first. Chat them up for a little bit, and then just say, "Hey, is there any wiggle room? Yes or no?"
$2 a record, man.
Yeah. So what? You could have had like 5 extra records, man. I don't know. Hey, it all adds up.
It was good times. Yeah, Kevin, go ahead, man. You're getting gloves there. You're getting a mask. You're getting everything.
It's more the time thing. Now I got tomorrow off, but Sarah's working, and then Saturday we got to do Fandango. Am I gonna go out on Sunday? I don't know. I don't even know if they're open on Sunday.
There's only way to find out.
I have to find out.
It's worth it. It was fun. And there's so much cool stuff. The stuff by his window, holy mackerel. You could just go like, it was like $100 and $200 items there. Just, you could just bang, bang, bang. There's so much.
Those are in the window?
Well, they're like covering the window when you walk in. They're like the showcase you see when you first walk in. And man,
I mean,
it's
they're
like that Johnny Cash stuff. It was
not
rare.
getting sun bleached or nothing, or
No. It's protected. But
okay, fair. That's good.
it's gorgeous stuff there. Anyways, enough about Zap Records. Not as handsome as Bandy, Chris Roberts. You got a finale you were talking about.
Yeah,
You talked up a big finale.
This is not a big finale. This is a popcorn fart. But this, I mean, really, this is nothing. I wish you wouldn't even have said that. So, and I'm not even necessarily a fan of any of this, to be honest, but I do like a few of the songs, and you know, she's got the. You know, she's working with what she got. She got her little bitty.
There you go, Pat Benatar.
Yeah, right. Pat Benatar is not bad. I mean, listen, I would like to have. No, she's not. I would like to have the Black Sabbath collection that you guys got and your AC/DCs, but you know, I haven't been at it as long. I've been buying video games, but this was really clean. This was all again from that same lot. I guess. This is kind of, I don't know if this is neat or what, but so it's a clear cover. It looks like it came with the record because it's the same as the label. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Kind of neat. The thing's really clean. I guarantee you nobody even listened to this thing. It doesn't look like it ever been played. And then I don't know how many albums that Pat had, but here's another one. And I don't even know. It's got Treat Me Right on it and Hit Me With Your Best Shot. So that was probably the one when I was a kid. That was her big pop hit. And probably Love Is a Battlefield too, I'm sure. That's not on this one though. But anyway, again, it's got this clear thing. I guess that was a deal with her record label. But I just really don't think this was ever used. That's fucked. Anyway, that's tearing up. But still pretty clean. And then the last one out of that lot is this one. And I look at it and it's like, I don't know, does someone with OCD put the labels on here, the price tag? Because, I mean, you got 7777. It's like, dude, like, how much do you want for this album again? Like, but I guess this must be like a greatest hits of The Who because it's got a lot of hits on it.
Yeah, it's like comp of some of the early stuff.
Yeah, and it's you know, it's got the Bubba O'Reilly and the Pinball Wizard. You know, a couple of the hits that you always hear. Maybe they weren't hits at the time. I don't know. Kevin's more of an aficionado on this kind of stuff, but this is the shit that I hear on our classic rock station, and so. You know, this deal opens up and you got all this going on here, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's good pictures.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And, you know, it's multiple albums. I guess it's just a double album, but they're pretty clean. Like, I'm just saying, I don't know who had this record collection, but it didn't look like he used it a lot, but he stored it poorly. So I don't know if that's a common thing with. Yeah, I don't know if that's a common thing or what, but it seems to be a common thing out of this guy's lot. And so that's about it. And again, I got the Ring Fit. So all that ice cream I was eating, this was actually pretty rare for a while. Now it seems like Nintendo's finally restocked them, which is cool. Buddy of mine sent me this. I mean, I just paid what he paid for it, which was cool. I didn't realize that my Target had restocked. Now I feel bad that he went in the hole on shipping. But, I mean, it was his idea, so I don't know. And then I also got this Mario paint. I found this in a random stack of magazines. It's about a $30 magazine, which is really cool. But, like, I was not very creative as a child, apparently. But, I mean, look at this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I was making dumbass little circles and stuff. I'm making fucking dinosaurs and shit. And then you go into the music, like, because you could do music stuff. And, you know, they got William Tell Overture in here and the Nutcracker Suite and Yankee Doodle. Like, so I imagine creativity or creative kids really had some fun with this. Actually, what's his name? The gaming historian just released a video on it. And there was he had a couple of guest speakers on them. which is a little unusual for his videos. But they were going over this one guy in particular. He was like really into the music and making videos and stuff. And it was just interesting to see how creative people could be with something like that, you know. And I remember most I did with mine was play that fly swatter game, and I made a couple of songs, and then I was like, okay.
Didn't Mike Matei do a video of like he did the intro to or the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, and he also like he's, you know, the guy's a really good artist. He would show a lot of the stuff that he was drawing and stuff. So it's really neat. And these things are dirt cheap. I mean, obviously not boxed and all that kind of shit. But if you just want the cart and the mouse, I mean, you can pick these up for like $20 or less, and probably even less than that. Especially if you like get them individually, because the cart usually $5 cart. The mouse is going to cost you probably about 10 or 15 bucks, but it's a pretty cool little thing to mess around with if you're into music. And obviously if you're listening to this, you're probably, but you might not be into making music, but it was kind of neat. I a lot, you know, chiptune is a real big thing where people take songs and use like what's like the Game Boy sound chip or whatever to make, like, turn modern hits or even classic hits into chiptune hits. And it's really cool, man. Especially, yeah, I always feel like this sense of satisfaction when I can figure out the song before it gets too far in. So it's kind of cool, but it's a really cool scene out there. Yeah, I wish I had a creative bone in my body. I might do something like that.
You do have a creative bone in your body. We've all seen your haggling skills. That's creativity. To come up with a way to haggle a better price.
Conmanship. That's because my dad was a crook, and he taught me all his skills. So that's kind of what that comes from. But yeah. So anyway, so I guess that's it for the week. I gotta go to the swap meet tomorrow. I got 3 swap meets and 100 yard sales I can go to this weekend. I'm looking for vinyl, so I'm gonna reload for next week.
Crazy.
Oh, there's actually more, but that's all I go to. I've had to deal with the COVID or just the drama. I don't want to deal with it. But this one guy's a pretty reliable vendor, so I think I'm gonna have to go back. He had more stuff. He said he didn't bring it, so I mean, the deal he gave me on all that stuff, can imagine he claimed he had some better stuff. So we'll see.
Excellent. Keep the mask on. We'll see you next week.
Right.
So we're coming into the final steps here, Matt Bandy. You got something to close us out with?
Let me see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and show this one here. This is a great record. Cool name too. So this is a band called Black Breath. Name of this record is called Heavy Breathing. This is this band's first LP. They kind of hard to describe this band. They play kind of a blackened thrash. They sound a lot like some Swedish death metal bands, but this is definitely not a death metal band. I was fortunate to see this band a few times. Play a few times, and first time I saw them, it was at a music festival, and I'd never heard this band. It was actually at a hardcore punk music festival. Some of the members in this band played in a hardcore band, so which is completely different from this band. So for this band to be playing at that festival, it was because they had members in the band, and but they blew me away. When I saw him play there. And the singer of this band is actually from San Luis Obispo. Chris, you know where that place is, and that's right by where I live. And that's actually where I saw him play in San Luis. But this is a great record. Yeah. This is on a very hard, heavy kind of cardstock. This was released on Southern Lord Records, so if you like that record label, you probably like this. So there you go. This is a great song, Unholy Virgin. That's a good one. And Black Spin, Black Sin, rather. Spit on the Cross. That's another good song.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a great record. They have a couple records after this, but this is probably my favorite of theirs. So, Black Breath.
I think I'd have to go to confession after listening to that.
It's quite possible.
What about you, Kevin? You got something big to close us off with?
Not really. I got my Johnny Cash stuff next.
Ooh.
I can tease it a little bit.
Love
Yeah.
the Johnny Cash.
So we got I got a greatest hits here. Look at all Hugh McKay here. Wrote his name on Johnny Cash's
That's fucking head.
forehead.
Dude.
Wow.
The guy had a whole white
I
just
know.
anywhere,
Oh man, what a dick.
anywhere there. You could, but no, I'm gonna put it right on Johnny's forehead. I could see not wanting to do it in the black, because
Well, it won't stand out, but fuck, man, right on his head.
there you
He's
go.
like, I'm going to write this on here, and then 40 years later, I'm going to be talked about
Right.
on YouTube channel.
Who knows? Hugh might be passed away. This is an old record, so who knows? Anyways, there you go. That's my
That's
tease.
what you get when you borrow records from you.
Yeah. Put his name right on there.
All right. Well, I pushed off my stuff that I teased last week. So again, I'll tease what the big pile is going to be from me starting next week. There's one of them. Everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason, a chunk of their stuff has appeared in my recents, and that's what we will go through. Unless I go to another record store by then. But
You got the big bucks.
Yeah. Big
I
spender.
shot major wad this week, so I'm I got to back away. Got to take a breath. I got to see what's going on. 'Cause it was a crazy week. It was a crazy week, let me tell you.
You need to change your little subheader there saying I shot Major Wad.
Yeah. Big time wad. I was buying records. I was buying outdoor furniture. I was buying butter tarts. And
Butter tart. What's our butter tarts?
Yeah, they don't have those in the States. That's a Canadian thing.
Is that like
What is that?
like a
God.
bread or what are we talking about?
Oh,
here?
it is. Don't read the nutrition value.
No, I never do.
Well, it
They
has
are-
butter and tart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's, you had me at butter.
There is an
So-
insane amount of cholesterol and sugar and everything.
Oh.
in
It's
it.
a
There-
pastry.
It's like
Yeah.
a little pie pastry about that big.
Filled
Really
with butter?
delicate, and it's just filled with it's like a butter and brown sugar that they melt, and sometimes they put raisins in it, sometimes they put walnuts in it, and sometimes
do you
it's
guys-
just plain.
do you guys have pecan pie?
Of
Oh, yeah.
course.
Love pecan
Yes.
pie.
It's
That's my favorite.
miniature version of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this
But
place,
no
it's in
pecans.
it. No, it sometimes
you
comes
can
with
have
that.
pecans in it too. Yeah.
Okay.
It was this tiny town around Peterborough area, and they have a bakery that's famous just for these tarts. And I mean, in my town, we have a bakery that only does tarts too, and I think they're trash when people talk about it. This was the real deal. Like, people drive 6 hours for these tarts. The pastry was unbelievable. It's just flaky explosion in your mouth, and that's where the butter is. The butter is just like on that pastry. And the place was called Doo-Doo's. Doo-Doo's Bakery.
Nice.
What town?
Doo-doos.
It's this weird town. I can't remember the name. It sounds like it's from Lord of the Rings. It's called like Bailey Brook or something. Bailey Town.
Is it-
Bailey
Outside
Brook.
of Peterborough?
Is it a certain type of nationality? Like is this connected like to Danish people or like what is it?
The town? Or
No, no, well, maybe is this like a local thing or like
they are
a
famous.
settlement there or something? What's going on?
No, I don't know.
Explain
They're
more.
famous for these tarts. Like, you walk in the bakery and it's just a wall of ribbons from their winnings from going wherever they go on the tart tour. I don't know.
So butter tarts it's a Canadian thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Is
but
it like a
Yeah.
countrywide Canadian
Well,
thing?
that's
or
what
is
I'm
it
saying.
just
Like,
a regional
because
thing?
I know you got
No.
French and you got various settlements up
It's
there.
they're-
Right? So,
It's known coast to coast in
Coast to
Canada,
coast.
and in the States they don't have it.
no, we don't have
Butter.
pontoon either. Or Pantene, or
Pontoon.
whatever the hell it's called.
Poutine?
Poutine. Yeah. We
We
got
got a pontoon.
poontang. We got a lot of poontang. We don't have no poontine.
It's called Yeah, I'm calling it up right now.
Oh yeah, it does look like a little mini pecan pie.
Butter tart, huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
that thing
but
looks
I don't know.
awesome.
To me, it tastes different than a pecan pie. It's a different flavor.
They ever put bacon in it?
Ooh,
It's
doo-doos.
probably. Oh, there's two of them.
Doo-doos.
Do they ship? Oh, it costs
Do they-
$8,000, I'm sure.
Cross
If you guys are
Canada
rates.
shipping. Look at all the accolades.
You weren't
Come
wrong
on, those
about
are
that
those are,
tart, George.
those are Canadian accolades, though, aren't they? Does that count? Hey, everybody, we made really good stuff in our hometown.
It's in the town of Baileyborough.
Right.
Doo-doos.
Baileyborough. That is a Lord of the Rings sounding town. Doo-doos.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good name, Doo-doos. That's
I love
hilarious.
it. I hope they trademark that because that's awesome.
The
There
doo-doo
is
butter.
all sorts, like in those little towns, there is all sorts of crazy little hole in the wall eateries and stuff like that are like, I remember one time when we came home from my sisters in Deep River, and we drove through that Peterborough area, and it was where these two highways where Highway 28 and Highway 7 meet up, and it was just like incredibly busy. Like there was just so many people and we couldn't figure out what was going on. We thought there was an accident or something like that, and it was all people that were just piled up at this burger stand that apparently it was a holiday weekend. I think it was a Thanksgiving holiday weekend that we were driving home to, and it was like a tradition that people in the area go to this burger stand, and it took us forever to get through there because it was just people were just stopping there waiting for their burgers.
Are we talking Weber's?
It wasn't Weber's. No, Weber's is out on the highway. This was it was like out there out in the Peterborough area.
Oh, that way.
Yeah. I can't remember. I can't remember what I think it was Highway 28 and Highway 7. I can't remember the name of the place. So,
I mean, I was taking the kids home. We were 3 hours away where my people are from, and I'm like, we're taking back roads. We're gonna go on an adventure. We have no timetable. Let's just hit this.
yeah.
And we did that. And then, like I said, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I'm driving along and I started yelling at the kid, "Take a picture! Take a picture!" Because we were coming to the city name, the town name of Omami, Ontario. I'm like, this is Omami.
Yeah.
We're here.
Where Neil Young's from.
She's like, what? I'm
Yeah,
like,
I saw
"This
you.
is-"
You were out at his place, right? You went to his childhood home.
It was right on Main Street.
Yeah.
It was right there.
I
And
passed
no
it a
one
few
No
cared.
plaque though. No plaque. You said.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing,
People live there?
apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
That's
town.
cool.
When we drive, like we'll go to Peterborough sometimes, and then when we come back, we'll stop up through Lindsay because there is a video game place up there called Iceman Games, and you drive right through Omimi. It's cool. It's a nice little town. It's right on the water.
Now, have you been to Justin Bieber's hometown?
Nah, he lives
childhood
out
home?
in Strathroy, which is like in the
You actually know?
yeah. Well, because
I mean, I know he's super famous. I mean, it's shame.
Well, yeah, 'cause I do work for an entertainment show that's just
Right.
obsessed with anyone who's Canadian. But we were all, when he was first coming up, we were all laughing because it was like, here's this kid from Strathroy that was just incredibly
Yeah.
famous, and it was like, how did this happen? And yeah, you Americans, you really love your crappy Canadian.
I mean, it came from Canada, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
what does that say about you guys? That the best you had to offer was Justin Bieber?
he wasn't popular here. He got popular over there. People love him.
And who's your guys' big guys there that
Neil
don't
Young.
make it out?
Rush.
Celine
Yeah, but
Dion.
Celine Dion, okay.
No,
You said that don't make it out.
Alan Thicke's kid, right?
Again, big hit in the States. Not here.
Mhm.
No.
Yep.
Yep. Well,
right.
that don't make it in the States. Sloan is huge.
Okay.
They're awesome.
What
Sheepdog.
about what's her face there that comes from Napanee, the pop girl?
Taylor Swift or
Oh, the little skater girl. She's older now.
Avril
Oh.
Lavigne.
Avril
Oh,
Lavigne?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was 30 minutes away from where I grew up.
Yeah.
Where she's from.
Getting popular in the States, not here.
You chose the wrong girl, Bill. You could have been famous.
I mean, you wouldn't go to Napanee looking for the ladies.
No.
So, no.
You mean a town like Napanee?
We call it
Does it have hot
Schnapanee.
chicks? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if they found out you were from where you were from, that would be a problem too, because there's this, rivalry, small town rivalry. Yeah.
Okay. Napanee.
All right.
Okay. Sorry.
We stopped showing records like 20 minutes ago.
This has been the Record Show. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Much appreciated. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on this show. We're going to be back next week with more records, more music talk, more tart talk, and pecan pie talk. Bandy's gonna. What will Bandy wear next week? You have to tune in to see. Chris Roberts, thank you so much for showing up. Matt Bandy, super appreciated again. Kevin Barrett on Mars, check him out over on YouTube, and he's got his podcast Retro Fandango's happening. Chris Roberts promised me that another Dollar Dorks will be on its way. That's a podcast you guys got to listen to. You can check that out as well. And you guys need to hit the subscribe button on this channel. We're going to get to 1,000, and there's going to be a huge another subscriber giveaway on this channel. So look forward to that. Thanks again, everybody, for showing up. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
Hi, Deke.